Okay. Story number three. Now that we talked about the Super Bowl and some of the mixed reactions, a lot of people, again, were jumping out the window. They were jumping out the window. Nicki Minaj went completely unhinged. We covered this in a previous video. I don't want to bring her tweets back up. But she really went at Jay-Z. She was questioning his black card, talking about how she's holding a black man down by not having Lil Wayne. Really bad. Really crazy stuff. A lot of personal things in between that, obviously. She has a lot of resentment for Roc Nation. She has a lot of resentment for Megan Thee Stallion. She was part of the Tidal deal, said she didn't get paid when artists was given 1%, 2% to artists when he launched Tidal. Then he sold. He said she didn't get paid anything. But she was unhinged. Birdman, very upset. Team Lil Wayne, people around Wayne, very upset that Wayne wasn't selected. I mean, we talked about that too, but I mean, Wayne is a New Orleans icon. We talked about all the reasons why it's selective outrage. And I still think there's an opportunity for him to come out. But I don't think the NFL is going to put a lean addict who said, "My life matter, especially my bitches. I'm all about this red flag," in a nationally televised ABC interview as the halftime show at the Super Bowl. I just don't see the NFL greenlighting that. And the host city plays a role too. And apparently they didn't fight for Wayne either. So I don't know. But that's we talked about all that stuff this week. Now, Jay Electronica, Super MC Jay Electronica. Jay Electronica, if I'm not mistaken, I think he did put Act 3 out after. I was gonna say his last album was a written testimony with Jay-Z. But I think maybe he dropped Act 3. I think it's Act 3. I think he dropped Act 3 after that, online only. But Jay Electronica. Jay Electronica is one of these guys who's only around because he can rap so good. And I say that because he doesn't play by any rules, really. He doesn't engage all that crazy with his audience. He doesn't do shows like that. He almost never, in his entire career, he's almost never dropped. I think maybe he's put out like 3 things ever. You know what I mean? But he has this reverence because his bars come from this godlike perspective. You know, I mean, when Exhibit C dropped, it was one of them. From my experiences, it's rare to see an underground song go that crazy. Exhibit C was everywhere. Everywhere. And Jay Electronica's story is interesting because he spent a lot of time in New Orleans, he spent a lot of time in Detroit, he spent a lot of time in New York, and he kind of reps all of them in his music. He calls all these communities home. And he is a member of the Nation Islam. I'm pretty sure he was 5% at one point, too. I wouldn't be surprised if he was 5% at one point in time. But we're talking about a God Body MC. What was that line? I was on Cecil B, North Street, Masters, North Philly, South Philly, 23rd, Tasker, 6 Mile, 7 Mile, Hartwell, Gratiot. That's like 4 different main cities, right? When he saw all this Super Bowl stuff, when he saw all these people coming at Jay-Z, he unleashed on his Twitter account. Unleashed. Let's take a read. Back over here to Boxed In, my favorite forum. All right, so he says, I don't respect no gangster that's scared of the white man, period. With the T, you know he's serious. And for all of you pick a side people, I've been picked my side and I'm dying on it. The Honorable Elijah Muhammad. Next he says, niggas got all this smoke for Hove, but they ain't got no smoke for David Geffen and Jimmy Iovine and Lucian Grange and Leor Cohen, etc., etc. I do not respect your gangster, your UP. Right? He's getting at our community's tendency to step on each other and not focus our energy against real barriers to progress. Then he continues. And I don't live nobody more, and I don't live I think he probably means love. And I don't love nobody more than I love Allah in the person of Master Fard Muhammad, the great Mahdi, the risen and exalted Christ, the most honorable Elijah Muhammad, and the Messiah, the honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan. And I'll never let my city down and be a P-ass nigga for nobody. Then it continues. Y'all better stop respecting these false gangsters who will kill their brother at the gas station over a few words or a few dollars and then run and throw their gun in the bushes when the police come. Like Wesley Muhammad labeled these niggas correctly. You bully coons. We don't respect your gangster. You bully coons. He continues again. The DA put all our families in jail for life over nothing. Blew the leaves and killed off and moved out our families from the city. The whole city been gentrified. They tore down all the projects. And niggas ready to go to war with their own self over a football game. Wake up, we all we got. We all we got. He continues again, and let's be real. 50 Cent just opened an entire industry in Shreveport, and these P-ass knights slave cooning over a football game. If you don't get the F out of my face, he continues again. And how you niggas did Turk was dirty and lame, especially since he really Magnolia and y'all not. Get it how you live. I'm sorry, partner. Continues again. And how y'all so quick to let y'all gun bust at your brother over nothing. If y'all would put 10% of this negative energy over a football game into unifying for one common cause, our people would be free overnight. Salam alaikum. And lastly, he says, and finally, I will die in the war with the common enemy on the spot for Birdman and BG and Wayne and whoever else the same way I would Hove. We all we got. But who is man enough to say enough is enough? Enough is enough. The energy is palpable. And I think, and I understand where he's coming from completely. I mean, ultimately, and I think this point has been made by a number of different people. This should be a celebratory moment in hip hop. This is the first time a rapper has been picked to headline the Super Bowl. This is a historic moment. We've had rappers be in the Super Bowl. Nelly's been in the Super Bowl. Nicki Minaj has been in the Super Bowl. Big Boy has been in the Super Bowl. 50 Cent, Eminem were in the Super Bowl. Dr. Dre got to curate one. Diddy's been in the Super Bowl. That part's not new. But this is the first time where you have a rapper, a straight up and down MC, host a Super Bowl, and the whole conversation has been muddied by people mad at Jay-Z and people mad at Kendrick Lamar and people who are lifetime members of the Drake Glazer community. That's what it looks like to me. That's what it looks like to me. It looks like people with personal vendettas or people emotionally connected to their favorite rapper getting embarrassed in a rap battle. And it's overshining all of that. Now, Jay Electronica, he took it straight God body. He did. He's speaking as Black people. He's speaking from the Black perspective on this. Because this Super Bowl example is a microcosm of one of the things I think all of us are very critical about in our communities. I have a piece on this channel called From Takeoff to Megan Thee Stallion, Our Community Has a Problem. Okay? Yes. Right. Like, we all see this. And this is what's happening right here in Jay Electronica Jay Electronica voiced his opinion. Now, I'm going to do something I haven't done yet. This is my favorite forum, Boxden. So let's just look at what the first page of Boxden says. I haven't looked at it yet, but I can already see them 229 comments. And Boxden, one of the things I love about Boxden is, one, in my opinion, they're just better with news than anybody else. They're better with news than anybody else. And there's a lot of different forums, but I also like their layout the best. And Boxden is the one that created the smileys. They created the crying Jordan meme, for example. You know, so, and then, but the community itself is a bunch of different types of people, really. But they're also like some of the best trolls, some of the best trolls I ever encountered on the internet. So let's see what Boxden says. Okay, first comment. Skill Mang. Yeah, he's not feeling it. He got the Ray Allen. When someone got the Ray Allen, you know they're not feeling it. POS says, isn't he a slave to I'm not going to read it. But yep, okay. Boxden keep it real. Boxden keep it real. I'm not sure if they're still together. But, and the third one, he's talking to Birdman. He's talking to Birdman. And that's who he's talking to. That's why he closed that whole thing the way he did. He said he would do the same thing for Birdman, Wayne, BG, or anybody. So, you know, I appreciate Jay Electronica for reminding people what's really important and how silly we look as hip-hop, not being able to handle something that should be a celebratory moment, something that everybody should be really excited about. As a culture, we should be celebrating. We shouldn't be worried about the downside, because this is a historic moment that's never happened on the grandest stage. And so many sectors of our, so many segments of our culture, of this society, have decided to use this to call Kendrick a hypocrite and to say all the crazy stuff Nicki Minaj was saying about Jay-Z, and Birdman out here, whatever. Taking this moment to loudly lambast something that should be a historic moment. Let me know what you guys think about what Jay Electronica had to say. It's wildly controversial, so I'm sure there are topics, I'm sure there's aspects of this that are going to show up in the comment section that I didn't touch on. But let me know how you feel about it, one way or the other. My name is Justin Hunt. Like, subscribe to the channel, follow at The Company Man on everything. It's all happening.
Justin Hunt is here, it's all happening. Justin Hunt is here, it's all happening. The mathematical breakdown of this mighty game of rap we in. It's boom bapping. Systematical culture views us radical, it's all happening. Shaking hands and dapping it. Life through the lens of hip hop, from trip hop to yes, y'all, you don't stop, you don't stop. Justin Hunt is here, it's all happening. It's all happening, yes, it's all happening. Justin Hunt is here, it's all happening. It's all happening, yes, it's all happening.